National Indoor Arena last night. Two Conservative MEPs in the West Midlands, Philip Bradbourne, Malcolm Harbour. Mike Cashman getting re-elected as a Labour MEP. Liz Lee back again as a Liberal Democrat MEP. But like I say, two UKIP MEPs. Mike Nattrass, who was already there in 2004, will now be joined in the European Parliament by the brand new MEP for the West Midlands for UKIP. I'm delighted to say is on the phone this morning. Nikki Sinclaire. Good morning, Nikki.
Good morning, Phil.
First of all, congratulations on your election to the European Parliament. But of course, if you had your way, you wouldn't be there at all, would you?
Absolutely. I'm actively campaigning for my redundancy already.
All in all, for you, a good night for UKIP, not just here in the West Midlands, but indeed across the country.
Yes, and great credit has to go to our leader, Nigel Farage, that has led the opposition to the European Union, the only party from the United Kingdom that's actually opposed the European Union and its legislation, which makes 75% of our laws, which is why we're going there, and which is why we want to leave the European Union, because we believe that those laws should be made in this country for the benefit of our people, not made by other countries for our people.
We had Mr Farage on the programme in the middle of the election campaign. And the point I was making him, and I'll make to you, if I may, is actually the issue of Europe, these things that you feel very strongly about in UKIP, weren't really the issues that I think people were voting on, were they, at this election? Despite that, why do you think you managed to gain over 300,000 votes here in the West Midlands? Was it simply disillusionment with the Westminster Party?
No, actually, I don't think that's the case. On the actual ballot paper, we actually put say no to the European Union. And when we was out campaigning, people actually were annoyed that they were lied to by the Labour government, but they've been lied to for years. You know, the Conservatives didn't give us a referendum over Maastricht. The Liberal Democrats don't really want to give us a referendum. And I think people are reacting against that. Yes, I think the expenses scandal has showed up how deceptive and arrogant the professional political class in Westminster are, and I think it's made people look more closely at them, and maybe, yes, they're saying, well, obviously if they can be arrogant and deceitful in that way, maybe they're arrogant and deceitful in other ways.
Where do UKIP go from here, Nikki? Obviously two MEPs here in the West Midlands to bolster your representation.
Better than that, isn't it? It actually is better than that. We won 3 county council seats the other day.
Sure.
We won some borough council, and more importantly, not just last night, we practically came second virtually everywhere across the West Midlands, but in 3 areas, Dudley, Stoke and Newcastle-under-Lyme, we actually won. Those actually areas.
The point I was going to make when I was going to finish off the question was in terms of how this then extrapolates to a general election. People aren't going to vote the same way, are they, when they come to vote for the Westminster Parliament?
Oh.
They will go back, won't they, to the traditional Westminster Party?
No, why not? Aren't they morally bankrupt? Haven't the public seen through them?
So you're arguing that UKIP actually?
Well, I would like obviously a general election tomorrow. So that's physically impossible. But yes, I want a general election. I would like Gordon Brown today. I'm going to London. I'm leaving on a train in an hour or so to go to London, and I would like to, be there when the day he goes to Buckingham Palace and tenders his resignation.
But overall, Sinclaire, 35% of voters in the West Midlands, only 35% bothered to vote. You can't really take that as a mandate for UKIP's policy, can you?
Yes, actually, if you say the turnout's down, but actually in 1999 it was actually 24%. It went to 36% in 2004. And
so actually we're celebrating the fact that a third of the people voted.
Please let me finish the point. The point I'm making is, and I believe that the rise, that increase, I think the increase in 2004 was for UKIP's campaign. Because a lot of people who despise the European Union, who do not want Britain to be a membership of the European Union, and your own BBC poll recently 2 months ago said that 55% of people want to leave the European Union, 84% of people want no further transfer of sovereignty to the European Union. They never used to bother to vote in European elections because they didn't see the point. But because UKIP has actually shown there is a point and actually they can have their say, those people have voted. So actually I think it's down to UKIP. In the last 2 elections, the turnout has been significantly higher.
We're asking our listeners this morning whether Gordon Brown should stay or should go in the light of these results. You'll obviously have a very forthright opinion on that.
Well, I have, and he does not have a Democrat mandate. He was not elected as Prime Minister. I think that the elections, every election that he's fought, I remember the Crewe by-election slightly outside our region, he was humiliated there. He was humiliated last night. He really is. If we are this is democracy. You have to listen to the people. And these politicians are arrogant, whether they're red, orange, blue, they're arrogant. They do not listen to the people. And I think the people of the West Midlands and the people of this country stood up last night and said, or on Thursday rather, and said no. We need to have a change, and I think UKIP offers that change, and I think we are going to be working hard. We've got 2 MEPs in this region now. Mike Natchez has done a fantastic job in the last 5 years, without much media attention. I'm glad I'm on your show this morning. I hope to be on there many more times in the next 5 years, just talking about the politics and what the people of West Midlands, how they're represented, and the way forward from here.
Nikki Sinclaire, congratulations on your election. Thanks for coming on
Very
again this morning. Can't imagine she's had much sleep last night with the celebrations going on, but still able to talk to us on BBC WM.